literally fire, have it light it up. Your pussy literally fire, have it light it up. Your pussy literally fire, have it light it up. Your pussy literally fire, make me cocky start strong. You want put me with a rumba, make your
Ojay in the building. Simple. Bro, y'all don't even know, like, this means so much to me that I could just, like, talk to, like, 1,000 people. And just cool, bro. Like, just be myself. Like, I'm not always in a funny mood, and I feel like that's what people don't understand. Like, I'm not always in some goofy mood. Like, bro, that's really not me. I'm a very to myself person. I talk a lot with my friend group, but I'm not an extrovert. I'm starting to really just conceptualize that about myself, and, you know, just really just understand me, and, you know, look into my ego and flaws I have to fix, and understanding that, like, bro, I'm not a person that's fit for friends, because one, I'm sensitive. Not sensitive like, oh, you gonna boss me around, but like sensitive in the point that I really look at, like, if you didn't do it, if I don't do that to you, why you doing that to me? I really look at, like, the smallest thing could bother me. So I'm just looking at, like, bro, maybe I'm not fit to have friends. And that's not really bad. That's not something that's like, because I'm starting to really, like, since 2 years ago, I've been so comfortable with just being in my own space. Like, quarantine, I had no problem just not talking to nobody, just being in my own space. Even though there was moments where, you know, we was outside, But let's just get right into it. But before we get right into it, I got something I need to show y'all, and it's very important. Alright, guys, so I gotta be quiet because it's mad late, but I have to show y'all this. I know y'all like, Ojay, why you showing me your bed? Do you see these luxury linen sheets made for the best sleep and the best rump? Look at this luxury. Now, I'm not even gonna lie. At first, I thought it was a gimmick, but these I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. These Sejo eucalyptus linen sheets are the best lightweight sheets I've ever slept on. And I never really know the difference between, you know, high quality and low quality sheets, but it enhanced my sleep so much better, and I know it'll enhance that. So I'm gonna need y'all to go rush that. The link is in my description. They have every size, every color you could think of, even for a little twin bed for your dorm. So go rush that, y'all. Go get y'all some good linen sheets for a higher quality sleep, waking up refreshed and feeling better. That's my review, and I want y'all to cop one too. Simple. So now that we're back, now we got something to talk about, man. Now I just want to vent, bro, because, you know, this is like my personal FaceTime with y'all. Do black parents really know how to parent? And let's specify that to, like, the lower, let's margin that to a group of lower median income black parents, the average black home. And I would say no, but I would say we're getting there, but they can't see themselves getting there, because they're just like, they picked up on some errors that they encountered in their trauma, and it was like, okay, I'm gonna give you less trauma, and it's subconscious. Now let me declassify that, if that's the word. If it's not, well, I look dumb, and we just gonna continue. Why, when my parents come in the house at this big age, or I hear their keys rattle, or I could differentiate their footsteps, I'm running to my room, or I'm turning on my volume on FaceTime, or I'm always bringing my phone somewhere because I know they're always going to peek through my phone, or going up, if they asked me, oh, can you go do this for me, can do that for me, I could never really say no. I didn't have an option or an opinion. Bringing me to church, forcing me to go to church every day, like up till big teenager years, to look good in front of other adults, and me not having any say in that. You know, I just started to just peep, like, why do I act the way I act? Like, why am I so comfortable with not disclosing information with my own parents? It's not even like I be like, damn, like, I wish I could talk to them. I don't even feel that way no more, because it's like, boy, y'all just be turning me off. Like, I want to talk to y'all. My mom, yes. My dad is just like, he just making, bro. He just making father. Like, he just mad rough and rah. So it's like, bro, can I really get tight? Then we have to get into, should we be getting mad with them for the unconscious trauma they put on us? Partially I say yes, and partially I say no, because when we understand, like, why they operate the way they did, I feel like you have to excuse it once you can look back and be like, okay, it was real love, not just their version of love, and it was really like, I'm loving you because I'm beating you, or I'm loving you because, like, was it really like they just messed up a couple times, or they might in their mind they did the best way of parenting, and they really didn't. So let's just divulge into that. You know, I could give examples of like why I'm so well spoken and why like I was never the disrespectful kid growing up, because my mother embedded in me that, listen, you're dark skinned and you're the tallest one in your class. The odds are against you. You can't be no disrespectful kid. Though I was always disruptful. So my mom was easy going on me. My dad was just mostly like, he wanted me to set the example. And I'm sure a lot of y'all go through this. He wanted me to set the example for school, to just be an A student. But it wasn't really because he cared that much about my intelligence and like my actual growth from conceptualizing information. It was more of like, yeah, my kid's a straight A student, so he can brag about that in a church setting or to his family back home. It wasn't really about me. It was about how, like, are you the son that I want you to be? You're not your own person. You're my son, so you do what I want you to do. You can't do what you want to do. And I was just looking at, I was talking to my, because at this point, bro, I made a TikTok. I was basically like, bro, I feel like I really don't respect, I'm not going to say my parents, I'm going to say a parent. I feel like I don't really respect a parent, because growing up, all I used to do was fear this parent. Like, you embedded so much fear in me, and your perception of that was respect. Like, because I didn't talk back, or because I didn't have nothing to say, that's respect. Yeah, I'm your father, so when I'm talking, you don't talk back. Bro, like, you really shouldn't have. And I hate, bro. And, bro, I just hate. And that's why I feel like white people, like, their terms of parenting. But I feel like it's so much more easier for them to parent, because there's less strikes against them in the way they brought up. So I feel like our parents are naturally harder on us, because we have to set that example. But it's still like, bro, like, black parents love to invalidate their kids' opinions just because you're a kid. That don't mean nothing, bro. Do you know how smart you are by the time you turn 5 or 6? By the time you turn 5 or 6 and you're like, why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? It don't make sense. And you can actually speak for yourself. They shut it down. And you just gotta be like, well, I live under their house. I asked you to make me. You made me. You made this waste man. This waste youth in your house, eating up all your food, leaving dishes in the sink. You made him, so you deal with him. Oh. Man, I'm tweaking, bro. That made me look mad bummy, but I just had to put that joke in there. But it's just like, bro, the reason why I feel like they are getting closer, like, I feel like every generation, we're self-improving because we're picking up on flaws that we didn't notice. Because now we have time to notice them. Now it's not like straight. And it takes a while. Like, yes, it's been 200 plus. I don't know if it's been 20 years. Let's not cancel OJ and be like, OJ dumb. I mean, go anywhere from 150 to 250 since what happened. But I feel like now, because we're not really in like physical slavery, we have time to see how that impacted us now, especially with our way of parenting. Like, I'm not gonna get into the whole religion, but the whole like beating, like, the only reason we beat our kids is because that's what Master did to us, bro. And they will never look at it that way. Like, we're like, bro, I feel like beating your kids really don't work unless, like, that's a whole, I'm gonna make a whole nother video about that. Oh my gosh, I have so much stuff I just be wanting to talk about, and I don't realize I want to talk about it. But it's like, okay, let me give you examples, because I'm running around the bush. How, like, we really work on trauma, and some of it we leave out, and some of the bad parenting skills we don't even peep that we do until, like, you know, what happens. My parents, you know, the average like parent who had it hard, black parent who had it hard, and they ended up making like regular money. Their parents just, like, for the smallest thing they did, they would beat them till like blood, bro. Leave bruises all over them. They couldn't say nothing. They could never talk back to their parents. It wasn't even talking back. It was just like they could never voice an opinion in front of their parents. And they had it so hard, and they were just like, they weren't looking at any of those, like, they wasn't looking at any of those things like trauma. They were just looking at trauma as like, or not trauma, like they were looking at more struggled in trauma. So it'd be like, damn, yeah, I can't say this, I can't say that, but I'm still hungry. So I want to make sure when I'm older, I have enough to provide for my kids. That's why they're always pointing out the fact that, like, listen, I provide for you. I have a roof over your head. I have clothes on your back. But that's not the essentials. That's not the only essential things to being a parent. So I feel like they improve a little bit on what. Let me give you an example. My dad. I shouldn't have to beat around the bush when I know my dad's story. My dad's father was never in his life for me, and his mom would always beat on him for every little thing that he did. So he felt like, you know, he could always discipline me by like hitting me, and he, no matter what happens or however he treats me, he's still in my life. So he's a good father, bro. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Now, how I look at things is like, I see the flaws he made. Like, nah, I'm not gonna hit my kids, bro. Like, I'm not gonna be wilding on my kids. I'm gonna let my kids have freedom of speech from the time they could vocalize their thoughts. So I feel like it's just like a learning error, and that's why when you really sit back now, sometimes you can be like, damn, I dislike my parents, but I feel like I used to be like, oh, I hate some family members, but I can't say that now. I just be like, I understand why you think the way you think, and I'm becoming more open-minded to the situations I was brought up in. And I guess I had my wrong, but I was never bro. I never smoked, I never drunk. I got mid grades, I got 70s, and I did dumb shit as a kid. I wasn't wilding, bro. I was never wilding. So when you just feel like you know, bro, like why should a parent be slapping you because you didn't wash dishes or beating you? Like, no, bro. But hey, what was the point of this video? It was, do you feel like, I don't know what it was, because I was just being around the bush. Like, I feel like parenting for the black community is going to get better over time, because we're just realizing the flaws that we have, and, you know, we're working on them. I mean, and I feel like a lot of us, like a lot of black parents, like, their problem is that they want their kids to be literally like a mirror of them. Like, bro, your kid should be their own person. That's why you can't listen to parents that be like, oh, my child could never be gay. Bro, you're gonna get, that's not even karma, but you're gonna get whatever is coming, and your child's gonna be gay. What you gonna do? You can't, no, bro. What is your child's sexuality, or say you're an extrovert and then you have that one child in the group that's being that one child out of your whole like set of children, set of nuts, that's just an introvert, and you just bash them for it because they don't want to be up in family members' face like that, and they want to be in their room when family comes over. Leave them alone. Nothing is wrong with them. You're making them feel like something is wrong with them. Nothing is wrong with them. Oh my, bro, that's so wrong, bro. I'm gonna talk about that, bro. I'm ending the video, bro. I'm gonna talk about that right now. Part 2. I'm not gonna call it part 2 though. I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna give it some caption where it just look mad cool and it's clickable. I'm just gonna talk about like being an introvert in the family, and you know how that is. But Ojay out the building, man. You know, I feel like as a community, we're really gonna get better when it comes to parenting, and I can't wait to have my kid. And I never viewed it as like I don't want a daughter. Like, bro, if I had a daughter, she would be so enlightened, and my daughter would never feel like she couldn't come to me and tell me nothing. Like, bro, I feel like I would enlighten my daughter on even the touchy things like sex from 6 or 7, 5, the minute they ask me. So it's like whenever, and I would keep like enlightening them on what it is, and like whenever you're ready to do this, make sure you know how the general acts. He just wants you for the cooch. So if you don't give him up the cooch, don't get mad if an immature kid exposes you, even though they shouldn't be doing that, because you know how niggas act. I feel like my daughter will be so wise to the point where like she wouldn't wanna, she will understand how niggas move. So if she dealing with a nigga, that's because she wants to. That's not because she's oblivious to the whole bliss and the whole. And that would be the same thing for my. I'm not want to tell my son, oh, you should be out here wilding. I feel like I'm just gonna be enlightening my kids, and you choose your path, and I'm not gonna judge you because we make mistakes. I feel like that's the type of parent I'm gonna be. But I'm gonna roast my kids, so if my kid's sensitive, that's gonna kind of get me. I'm gonna be sad, but because I want to be able to just roast my kids and just dun them up, and they roast me back. But Ojay at the building, man, and I'm like talking to y'all, cause like we on FaceTime. Ojay out the building, simple.
Come link up, call that pussy there, make me body driver.